Welcome everyone, it's Egwin here. Welcome to Beyond Systems. Today we are going to talk about a stretching position, namely a stretch for our quads, which is a muscle that needs a lot of work because it's quite a strong muscle or quite a tight muscle for many people. And the simple runner's stretch of simply pulling your heel back towards your butt just doesn't really cut it here. So we want to go a little bit deeper. I also have my friend the cushion here, which is really important for this stretch because otherwise it can get quite painful for the knee if you're doing it on a hard surface. So whatever it is, whether it's a low cushion like this one, or it is maybe a towel, or maybe just a jacket that you went towards the gym with, or you have at home, whatever it is, use it. Even like a kitchen roll, whatever it is, just something to put underneath your knee. Now, I have done a video about this type of stretch before, this specific quad stretch before on this channel, but that was like 5 years ago or so. And today I'm focusing on a different variation of it deliberately because that's the part that is often a little bit misused or not seen. So let's take a look at this. What I want is, first of all, I want to go into a position where one leg is in front, another leg is in the rear, and the rear knee, that's the one that I want to place on the cushion. Front leg goes out towards the front in such a way that when you place your hands down, you sink your upper body onto the front leg. And when you are in this full hip extension position here, with the upper body resting on the front thigh, now you want the knee to be further forward than your ankle. So what you don't want, what you try to avoid, is a position where your foot is actually in front of your knee. Because now you're pressing back into your hip joints. A compression of a joint is never a good situation for a stretch because compression in the joint typically creates more stress than the body actually needs. And so we are trying to find a way where the hip joints actually get a slight little traction out towards the front and rear. So this position, I want the distance between my left heel and my cushion to be such that when I sink in and the hip sinks diagonally forward, now my knee is in the middle of my foot here, on top of middle of my foot. If the front foot is too far back like this, if your knees are healthy, it doesn't really hurt in the knee. It doesn't damage the knee, contrary to what many people might say. But you completely lock out the movement, and you lose control of the movement, which is a big of a problem in this specific case because you want movement control. So it's really that sweet spot in between. Talking about the quads for one moment. Obviously, the quads is a group of muscle of which some parts, the central long ones, namely, they actually reach over the hip joint and the knee. So there are parts in the quads that have two joints that they actually work. And this is exactly what we are doing in this specific stretch right now. We are going to work mainly on the part that crosses the hip joint. We're going to do so by locking out the lower leg before we go into the stretch, as opposed to locking out the hip joint first and then moving the lower leg to stretch those parts of the quads that affect the knee more than the hip joint. All right, let's take a look at this. Right knee is on my cushion, left leg is forward. I'm gonna bring my upper body back. It's not yet on the front thigh. My hands, they simply serve as a balance option. Now what I want you to do is to grab the rear foot with your diagonal hand. So you want a 3-point stance, left foot, right hand, right knee, and your left hand grabs the right forefoot. Now press the right forefoot and the heel into your butt using your left arm. Drop the upper body down onto your front thigh, and now without leaving the butt with your heel, so the heel stays on the ground, on the butt. Now you sink slowly forward. Whoops, to put my sound equipment towards the side. Now you sink slowly forward to get the stretch in front of your right leg. Make sure that the heel stays on your back. My sound device is a little bit in the way here. And then stay in this pose. Give yourself a couple of breaths in this pose and really see to it that you can sink in a little bit deeper over time. It's very important that you take your time when you sink into this pose. Don't rush. Take it one moment, one breath after the other. And when you are in there, you do not want to go into the stretch this deep that there is nothing else than painful agony in your leg and in your whole body. You're catching your breath because it's so painful. So if you only sink forward, say 5 inches, that's absolutely fine. If that already provides a nice gentle pain, gentle stretch pain. We are not talking about pain. We are just talking about a stretching sensation that is far away from anything that's painful in a damaging way. When you feel this, then stop for the first time. Give yourself a couple of breaths. Allow the rest of the body to relax. And then see if you can, inch by inch, sink in a little bit deeper through an exhalation in the body. Because chances are that when you stop at that first point of a mild stretching pain, quote unquote, when you give yourself a couple of deep breaths, that might be gone totally. Just because the body starts to trust you, the muscle starts to trust you and allows you to sink in a little bit deeper. And we're gonna go for maybe 2, maximum 3 of those relaxation points. And even at the end, you should not be at a total painful, deep stretch where you don't ever want to go back in this pose. You just always want to stay in this comfortable range. The next very important thing, which I'm going to show you in a second, is how to get out of this. Because obviously, just letting the rear leg go and dropping it back down to the ground straight when we are in such a high tensed position is not a good idea at all. So that's something we are definitely trying to avoid. Also, the upper body resting on the front thigh is very important, because if the upper body is upright, then the same thing happens that happens for people who stand and do this runner's stretch where you just pull the heel towards your butt and you think you stretch your quads, while the second you actually protect your hip from dipping forward, you realize that when you're able to pull your heel towards your butt here with relative little tension in front, that you most likely actually cheated by rolling the hip. When we safeguard the lumbar spine through bringing the upper body completely onto the front thigh, then the lumbar spine does not get a pull, the hip does not tilt, which means that you get the most benefit for the stretch in the safest environment for the lumbar spine and adjacent joints possible. So let me jump into this stretch one more time for you. Right knee is back, left leg is forward. I'm gonna sink back, grab the right foot with the left hand. From here, lock the right foot towards your butt and sink forward. When you feel a mild stretch already, either in your knee or up here, then give yourself a couple of breaths to relax. When you feel it safe, I'm going to speed up the process right now just to shorten this video, then try to sink in a little bit deeper. Give yourself a couple of breaths when you feel, okay, that's as far as you want to go right now. Then if the pain subsides, see if you want to sink in a little bit deeper and give the muscle even more relaxation. Good. Give yourself a couple of breaths in this end position as well, and to get out, simply try to roll your hip backwards, slowly place the foot back on the ground, and then use your arms to sit back and behind your leg. Straighten out the leg, sit back, and wiggle it out a little bit with both legs. All right, let me show you this one more time for the left side. It's the same, totally the same principle. Left knee is on my cushion. Right leg goes forward, left hand, right foot, left knee. That's my triangle position on the ground for stability. Reach back with your right hand to your left foot. Lock the heel into your glutes and then sink forward. Make sure that the heel does not leave your glutes. When you feel, okay, here comes the tension, release a little bit, and then see if you can sink in deeper as you go. Again, to come out, roll the leg under and also shift your weight back a little bit. This helps. Then use the hands to walk all the way down towards the ground and wiggle your legs out a little bit. All right. Have a fun time trying this out. Enjoy this exercise. It's a beauty, and it's one of those exercises that really teaches you how to go deep into this muscle. I would not suggest to do this exercise at the beginning of a workout because it's too deep, it goes too deep, and it relaxes and elongates the muscles potentially too long. So for example, if you do this before you do powerlifting or stuff like that, I wouldn't suggest that because then probably your muscle is not as efficient for your muscular training workout as it could be. So I would do this on either off days if you're doing it in your fitness routine, or include it on a different time throughout the day. And if it's just for yourself, for mobility purposes, then by all means just use it. Give yourself a little bit time before and after, stand up, shake it out a little bit, and also always after stretching, walk around a tiny little bit, because this walking around really helps the body to reintegrate this situation, this new situation, potentially elongated situation of the muscles into your day and into a daily movement pattern, which is exactly what you want, because then it's an applicable movement. Then it's not just a training, then it's actually something that helps you to definitely take it to the next step and integrate what you learned from this move in your regular day life, which is basically what movement should be about. All right, thanks for watching. See you tomorrow, and all the best. Bye, guys.